you know that we do not have the voting system up working right now. So we'll be doing voice votes and roll call votes for our votes until the system comes up. It may possibly come up before the meeting is over, just FYI. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting of the Wayne County Commission to order. Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson is excused. Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Clark Coleman is excused. Commissioner Dodd.
Here.
Commissioner Hattis.
Present.
Commissioner Kling.
Here.
Commissioner Kinlott.
Present.
Commissioner Knizik. Commissioner Marecki. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Here.
Commissioner Scott.
Present.
Commissioner Varga is also excused. Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun.
Here.
Vice Chair Palomera.
Here.
Chair Bell.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Everyone, please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Next item, please.
Invocation.
Okay, invocation, introduction will be done by Vice Chair Palomera.
Well, if there's ever a man who doesn't need an introduction, he is walking up to the podium right now. Alan Helmkamp is a longtime Wayne County employee, former assistant county executive. He has also been with the Wayne County Commission now for a number of years. He's a lector at St. Colette's Catholic Church in Livonia. Please welcome Alan Helmkamp.
Good morning. The message this morning is to petition for peace of mind, body, and spirit. Jeremiah 29:7 says, "Seek peace in the city to which I transported you, and pray to the Lord for it, for in his peace you will have peace." And this from 2 Corinthians 13:11. Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration. Encourage one another, be of one mind, live in peace. And the God of love and peace will be with you. Let us pray. Lord, we come in humility and sincerity, requesting your blessing upon this body and all those who serve your people. When events of life leave us anxious, confused, and troubled, strengthen us with calmness and wisdom as we seek guidance and answers and labor for what is best. In your abundant mercy and grace, please bestow upon us peace of mind, body, and spirit. And finally, as always, we humbly ask that you also protect, bless, and bestow peace upon our families, friends, and all our people. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we pray for peace, and amen.
Amen. Thank you for that prayer today. Certainly needed to pray for peace for our country and all over the world. Next item,
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun.
Move for approval.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any discussion on the correction and approval of the journal? Hearing none for this, I'll just do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Thank you. All right.
Report from the chair.
Thank you so much. Of course, we do memoriams at the end of our agenda. However, in light of the fallen officer from last night from the Detroit Police Department, the incident happened about a mile from my home, actually, and that's the 2nd Precinct, Officer Lauren Courts. We want to give our sympathies to his family and to the entire Detroit Police Department. when we're running away from danger, our officers are running to danger. And we just want to honor his memory. So at this point, I'd just like to ask everyone for a moment of silence in memory of Officer Courts. Thank you so much. Next item.
Madam Chair, there's no unfinished business, so we're moving to page 2 of the agenda, offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations. There's one item listed.
Okay, this item, if you don't mind reading the script for us, Madam Clerk.
Of course. A resolution opposing the United States Supreme Court ruling reversing Roe v. Wade and supporting a woman's right to bodily integrity and advocating for affording women the freedom to make their own decisions in consultation with their doctors about their health, which includes the right to make informed decisions about whether and when to bear children.
In light of the decision that was ruled by the United States courts, I thought it was important that we take a stand as a body. And it's not how you feel about the obvious issue of abortion. It's more about the right of women to choose what to do with their bodies in consultation with their doctors and not having a law dictate otherwise. And I think it's very important that we make a stand that is just, in my opinion, a right that every woman should have to make decisions about their body, whether we agree or not, is their body to make that decision. So this is a resolution. We took it from a historical vantage point and brought it all the way down to recent activities of this year. I asked all commissioners who wanted to be a part of this resolution, and just about everyone signed on to it. So this is an item I would wish to have a motion for, please.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Dobb. Any discussion? Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick.
This is a matter that is very dear and important to me as a woman, as a free woman in the United States of America. I have 2 daughters that I wish and hope for their future that they will too have a choice, as I did for 50 plus years of my life. And so I just believe that it's my body and my choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Mareki, Commissioner Baker McCormick, Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Bedun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera, Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you so much. At this time, I would like us to go to the addenda. And the addenda will be the item from the Committee of the Whole from yesterday. Everybody was on there already. Yes. Thank you. On the addenda from the Committee of the Whole, all right, Madam Clerk.
The addenda report F from the Committee of the Whole, there's one item listed. Recommending approval of a non-monetary comparable source partnership agreement with Wayne State University.
So moved.
Move to move.
It's been moved by Commissioner Baker McCormick, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Ms. Allen.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janelle Allen, Chief Operating Officer with Wayne County Executive's Office, Warren Evans. It's my pleasure to be here again, and joining me again this morning is Dr. Y.O. Sacker, who is the Medical School Dean with Wayne State. Just a brief background, since I gave so much information yesterday, is that this agreement, the partnership agreement, is being presented on behalf of the Health and Human Services Department for a partnership agreement with Wayne State to partner in operating our medical examiner's office after the current contract with the University of Michigan ends on September 30th. This agreement is planned to be the first of two agreements that we will be presenting to the commission for approval. The companion agreement, we envision titling an operating agreement, which will include all of the finite details about operating our medical examiner's office. We anticipate having this agreement ready to submit to the commission by mid-August. So hopefully there will be time to review it, analyze it, discuss it by September 30th, so that we could then have Wayne State University prepared to start overseeing operations of the office as of October 1st. Wayne State is the ideal partner, we believe, for a couple of reasons. One, they have submitted a plan that shows that they value a high standard of performance of performing medical examiner services. But equally important to providing the actual pathology services is operating an office that's ingrained with a culture of empathy for decedents and their families and other loved ones. And this culture of empathy that they have envisioned and we expect, they have prepared a plan that says it would be created and maintained through their integration of their mortuary science and pathologist assistance programs to augment the core functions of the office. They have also committed resources from the University School of Social Work, as well as their Department of Public Health, to provide resources to help expand the reach and impact of MEO services and help educate future MEO supporting workforce. Now, in this actual agreement, this agreement is intended to be our written and legally binding commitment to partner to establish a structure for operation of the MEO that will positively impact our community. And we have four key pillars in this agreement. One is we'll do this through a provision of the state-of-the-art forensic services consistent with relevant legal and accreditation standards. Will also be a perpetuation of a culture of dignity and respect for decedents and their families. This will also be a pursuit of public health-focused research intended to improve health outcomes for all of our Wayne County residents, as well as integrate various Wayne State University health science programs into the fabric of the MEO operations with an interest to educate the next generation of the MEO supporting staff. The term of this agreement would begin upon commission approval and would end 5 years later, about a little over 5 years later, on September 30th, 2027. We envision the initial term of the operating agreement beginning October 1st of 2022 and coinciding with the ending of the partnership agreement on September 30th, 2027. Under this partnership agreement, Wayne State will be the employer for MEO employees, with the possible exception of the actual medical examiner and the deputy medical examiner, which the county is considering is it best for us to employ those key oversight administrative positions directly. We will have that decision rendered before September 30th. And if approved, this agreement will allow Wayne State to immediately start making offers of employment to current staff and even external candidates. This would be employment that would not be effective until October 1st, because we are going to continue with our University of Michigan contract through September 30th. We believe this is very important because while we need more time to finish the details of operating the office, you can imagine that there has been a sense of uncertainty for staff who currently work at the office, as well as other potential employees, including critical pathologists that we really need to retain and actually go recruit. So enabling that Wayne State to start making offers of employment now, we think is very critical to providing some certainty to staff and potential candidates. Under the agreement, Wayne State will offer current staff salaries and benefit packages that are reasonably comparable to what the employees are making with the University of Michigan. In other words, we do not expect there to be any decrease in the overall compensation packages that employees are receiving today. Under this agreement, Wayne State will also work in good faith to ensure that all union represented employees employed by U of M will remain union represented pursuant to current Wayne State collective bargaining agreements. And what this is intended to mean is that we understand at the University of Michigan, the employees who are represented by a AFSCME logo. Wayne State has a number of different unions, including AFSCME. They will need to, some of these positions, as you can imagine, are new for them, pathology assistants, investigators. So they will need to analyze which of their unions do these classifications best fit within, and then they have to bargain with those unions. But the intent here is that classifications currently represented will remain represented. I will also say there may be potentially be classifications that are not represented by U of M that may be represented at Wayne State. Again, this will all be done in accordance with their current collective bargaining agreements. Now, not in this partnership agreement are the finite details associated with operating a medical examiner operation, including histology, anthropology, toxicology, technology, and all the other facets of running a large urban county medical examiner's office. Those details will be included in the operating agreement that, again, will be brought to this body for review and approval. We also know there are a lot of questions about the current MEO facility. I will say to you that I believe that anyone who's familiar with that facility would say, if we had an option of will we go get a new building or renovate, everyone would say a new building. Unfortunately, though, practically, that may not be a possibility at this time, if for nothing other than cost. However, we are evaluating what is best for the facility. The county and the administration had committed to conducting extensive renovation of that building back in December of 2020. Funding has been allocated for the renovations. Unfortunately, then the pandemic struck, and then that has delayed. Right now, though, we are still planning going forward with the renovations. We've engaged a designer, an architect, and engineers. We are going through designs now because we do know even if there is a practical way of planning for a new facility, some renovations are still going to have to be completed now, including, I know in particular, a roof going on the building, because we would still need to be in there. Again, we will be making, I don't know if we'll have a final decision. We have the operating agreement, but we will be vetting the options with regard to the facility further as we're developing this operating agreement. And with that, I am open for questions, but also Dr. Sacker. Dr. Sacker is still here with us from Wayne State. If there are any questions specifically for him also. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Welcome again, Dr. Satcher. It's been moved and supported. We're going to have room for discussion and questions, but I just want to say on the offset, I think it is, I commend you for wanting to take this undertaking on. I think it is more appropriate for Wayne State to partner with us in this endeavor. And I look forward to all the empathy that you're going to provide to our residents here in Wayne County. As you know, we're still having a few issues over there that is highlighted on the news at least once a month. So we are still working to resolve those issues currently, but we want to make sure that as we resolve those today going forward, we look to have all of those resolved so that we don't have any more issues. And we look forward to your partnership to make that happen. I see a hand, Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had a lengthy civil discourse over this issue yesterday.
Absolutely.
But again, this contract begins in September.
Yes.
So between now and September, I know one of my colleagues talked about funeral homes. Could you take a serious look at the issues with the funeral homes? And the other one was a specific issue I heard on the news actually last night about a lady whose husband had died, and she can't, she's really struggling. She can't get his death certificate so she can collect and pay her utilities. And so those kinds of constant issues, if they can make sure that the constant issues are handled a little better, starting today to when the Wayne State takes over, I personally would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll be supporting this.
Yeah, thank you. I think, like I just stated, it's important that we work with issues that are going on right now
Yes.
as we prepare for what will happen at October 1st. So I know Ms. Allen is on top of it, making sure that the staff is doing what they're supposed to do to provide the utmost of services to our residents in the moment. And then we'll continue that with the Wayne State contract if that should pass. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think that the audit is really important to making sure that we touch on all of the issues and concerns that we have right now. So that audit, getting together with the Auditor General will be very important. And I know that you have committed to that. And so I look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Haydes?
Thank you, Madam the Chair. Well, I'm in support of this merger for three good reasons. In my life, the word of Wayne, it appeared three times in very important places. My political career started in the city of Wayne, for 22 years as an elected official, then moved to the county, Wayne County. Then I have three of my kids have a 3 doctorate degree at Wayne State University. So though I have three good reasons with the word of Wayne in it to support this merger. And I know some of my colleagues have a concern from a past practice. And I know Janelle Allen have my trust on how she do things and analyze things and prepare things to be better to the future with her recommendation and with the reputation of Wayne State. I strongly support this merger.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner. And you do have the 3 Waynes in your background, so absolutely. Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I too support this agreement with Wayne State. And I also want to mention that I agree with my colleague, Commissioner Basham, that some of these issues hopefully will be improved. As we know, when someone loses a loved one, the last thing they need to worry about is the small details. So it's very important that we improve and provide better services. And I am very excited that this is happening and I'm in full support.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further discussion on this item? Any
Can I
further
offer a
discussion?
couple
Oh,
of
absolutely, Doctor.
remarks,
Yes.
Ms. Bell, if I may. First, thank you so much for the honor of being before you here for the second day. I will make my remarks very brief because I think as Commissioner Basham mentioned, we had a good discussion. And I would submit this, that I welcome the support, honestly, as much I welcome and continue to the critiques and the questions about what may go wrong and the motives for Wayne State and the medical school today. So I believe we had very good and healthy exchange. To be very brief, what we would like to do is to incorporate the medical examiner's office within the programmatic framework of Wayne State University with relevant specialties, mortuary sciences, pathologist assistants, toxicology, and many other things. And we will support with additional resources that will offer epidemiologic, biostatistical support for utilizing in a totally anonymous way our medical examiners' data to help improve the health of the residents and citizens of Wayne County. With respect specifically to the issues that you mentioned, Commissioner Basham, there is a transition for approximately 3 months, not exactly that long. We are stepping into any domain that we can right now. So in my background specialty as a pathologist and have trained some of the medical examiners in the office, I took the initiative to connect with them and ensure that they understand that their well-being, their employment, their input is secured. There are these other domains that I will work with Ms. Allen on owning as many of them before we actually take over as we can. So I do have good connections with the University of Michigan and the department that's running that. I have the feeling that they will not be opposed for us to step in that territory even before October 1st, and we'll take the more acute issues one by one. To me, so they are the employment, and I'm working on the physician part of it. Both the county and Wayne State University at large are working on the unionized force to make sure that there is the funeral director is issues, not only as a profession, but as how they touch the lives of the family of the deceased. And there are the many procedurals not to really underestimate the importance of the word, of examples such as you mentioned, a death certificate, identifications, etc. We will do everything we can before we actually take over. Once we own it, we have to be owning it completely before this body and others. So, well, we'll do absolutely. We have every intention to do the highest, to provide the highest quality service to the citizens of this county that we can.
Thank you, Doctor. As you know, this is going to be a two-step process. This is probably the easier of the two, this partnership agreement. The operating agreement, we'll have about a month or so to go over that once that's presented to us. And then that's when we get into the details, of course.
Sure.
So we look forward to getting that. And once that's worked out, we look forward to analyzing that as well. Commissioner Kling?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm in full support of the proposal before us today, but having thought about this kind of overnight after we talked about tomorrow, I would like to suggest that in the operating agreement, you know, when we had the agreement with University of Michigan, we approved the agreement and then we heard nothing for 10 years until it comes up for. So I guess what I want to suggest here, I'm very excited about the talk of how we can also leverage data for population health and public health out of this agreement. Very, very excited about that. So I guess what I would like to suggest is that in the operating agreement, we have maybe a twice a year report back to the Wayne County Commission so that we stay on top of what I am anticipating are big improvements, but also so that any kind of issues that people are concerned about, they're getting regular reporting on it. I'm not prepared to draw out the format of what that report might be, but I would like to suggest today that in the operating agreement, there would be a twice a year, every 6 months, a report back to the commission on the operations and the new benefits that we're going to be getting, that I'm anticipating that we're going to be getting for the health of Wayne County citizens. So thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Commissioner, on behalf of Wayne State, I would say we emphatically welcome that. Actually, we do want to. It will also keep everyone on their toes, and it's a good measure of accountability, certainly. And I believe our partnership with the county would welcome that as well.
Yes, we do.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun?
Yes, thank you again, Madam Chair. I failed to mention one thing, Doctor. As you know, Wayne County has the largest concentration of Arab Americans in the country. Many of our friends who lose a loved one, the problem they had in the past was obtaining a death certificate in a timely manner, because you have to go to the consulate and you have to ship the body overseas. It's time consuming and many times it took a little bit longer to obtain a death certificate. So I hope you will keep that in mind, doctor, because this is a very important issue for Arab Americans who, whose loved ones sometimes have to be buried overseas and they need a death certificate.
I can relate, Vice Chair Baidoon personally. My late mom died when she was visiting me. She was not residing here. And I did go through all the steps from the consulate to the county death certificate, etc. So I can relate completely. As you probably do realize, though, the medical examiner's office will be one link in a chain. We will own that link and try to make it as efficient and timely as possible.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Kling,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlaw,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizic, Commissioner Marecki, Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Vice Chair Pro Tem Baidoon,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank you both for joining us again
Thank you.
today, and we look forward to getting that operating agreement. All right, thank you so much. Right, back to page 2, Madam Clerk.
We're on page 2 of the agenda under reports from committees. The first report is Report A, Committee on Public Services. There are 6 items listed on pages 2 through 4.
Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move approval of items 1 through 6.
Moved and supported, 1 through 6 on the Public Services Report. Yes, Commissioner Khalil.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to take the opportunity to express my support for item 5 with the Alliance of the Rouge Communities. Most of us can remember when the Rouge River was a nice dark color brown and fairly well devoid of any life in that river. People were warned not to come in contact with its waters, do not go in there and wade and any of that kind of stuff. And the work that the Alliance has done, along with the support that Wayne County has given it, a lot of life has returned to that river. They are now having canoe and kayak rentals for people to go out and enjoy the river that way. So this is a tremendous improvement to the watershed over there. And I guess, I hope at some point we get rid of those cement banks where they channelize the river and turn it back into a natural flowing river. But I am delighted with this item and the continued support that Wayne County is giving this effort. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Vice Chair Pro Tem Baidoon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I may, Chair Marecki, I'd like to be the maker of motion on item number 5.
Any further discussion on the Public Services Report? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Kling,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlaw,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizic, Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick, Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baidoon,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We're on page 4, under the report on Ways and Means. There are 8 items listed on pages 4 and 5.
Okay, the Vice Chair of Ways and Means. Commissioner
Thank-
Vice Chair Baidoon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move items 1 through 8 for full approval.
Or
Hey, it's been moved for items 1 through 8 on the Ways and Means Report. Any discussion? Any discussion on the items on the Ways and Means Report? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalid,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell. Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next item.
On page 5 through 9, we're on Report C of the Committee on Health and Human Services. There are 6 items listed.
Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval items 1 through 6.
Moved and supported the Health and Human Services Report, items 1 through 6. Any discussion on any of these items? Discussion. And just for our listening audience, we thoroughly discuss and vet each committee report at the committee meeting where there is a lot of conversation, discussion about each of the items before they come here for final disposition. Hearing no discussion on this report, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalid,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next item,
On Report D, Committee on Audit, there's 1 item.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I got one item, move to receive and file.
Your support, supported by Commissioner Hados. Any discussion on the report from Plant Moran? For this item, we'll do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that was unanimous. Madam Clerk, did the motion pass? Thank you. All right, next item, please.
On Report E from the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security, the items, 4 items are listed on pages 9 and 10.
Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I recommend receive and file for item number 1, item 2, 3, and 4 approval.
Moved and supported for the Public Safety and Judiciary Report. Any discussions on this report? Any discussion on any of the items in the Public Safety Report? Okay, hearing none, please vote.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Khalid,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizik,
I'd like to abstain on item 2 and yes on the balance.
Commissioner Marecki, Commissioner Baker McCormick, Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tempore Baydun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I have an abstention on item number 2 from Commissioner Kenizik.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
We're going to move to page 11 of the agenda for upcoming committee meetings.
Okay, everyone, please note the upcoming committee meetings. Also note, I'll state in absence of Commissioner Varga that the meetings for Ways and Means and the budget hearings will take place in August. Hopefully, as many people who can attend those meetings will do so just to hear what's going on with the departments and what their requests are for the upcoming year. But that schedule, if it's not out already, it will be forthcoming for the August budget hearings. But please note the meetings for next week. If there are any changes for next week's meetings, please let the clerk know. Next item.
Under new business, we're moving to testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation. They're on pages 11 and 12.
There a motion?
So moved.
Moved and supported for the testimony resolutions and certificates of appreciation. And I'll just make a note that I'd had an opportunity to attend Ernestine Taylor's 100th birthday party last night. and it was awesome. She looked so good, and even though she's in a walker, she was still getting her little dance on. So it was awesome. I've known her for about 20 years. She's been a great asset to District 7. So any further discussion on testimony resolutions and certificates of appreciations? Been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Okay. Think that was passed. All right. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're on page 12, memoriams. There are 3 names listed.
Okay, thank you so much. The first name is Mildred Worthy. She is the stepmother of our prosecutor, Kim Worthy. Let's keep her family, Kim's family in our prayers during this difficult time. And we did receive arrangements if anyone would like to attend. I think the viewing is today and the services are tomorrow. Anyone else like to speak to anyone on the memoriams?
Yes, Madam Chair, I would like to just extend
Commissioner
my,
Kinlock?
yes, Madam Chair, I'd just like to extend my deepest condolences to the Ragland family and the Yessian family. Teddy Ragland, who was a longtime active Democratic Party member, her mother, who just celebrated her 99th birthday, in which we presented a resolution to her, recently made her transition. And so my thoughts and prayers go out to her and to the Yessian family, a remarkable business family in Metro Detroit area. Yessian Music, for those of you who may not be aware of, a lot of the commercials that you hear on television, both locally and nationally, the jingles have been either created or licensed by Yessian Music. I've known this family for quite some time, and the matriarch, Ms. Flora Yessian, had made her transition as well. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Yessian family. Her services were held yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Chair Palomero.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to offer the name of R. Eric Reichel in memoriam today. Mr. Reichel was born in Trenton. After graduating from Michigan State, he went on to be Assistant Recreation Director in Wyandotte and then Head Recreation Director in Trenton, Lansing, for Oakland County, and he capped his career by being the Director of Parks and Recreation here in Wayne County in the Ed McNamara administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's interesting that we're talking about memoriams, resolutions for people, but there's no more loyal part of a family than a person's pet. For example, dog. Commissioner Alona Varga lost her dog yesterday, her little Yorkie. And that, I have a little dog and it breaks my heart, and I don't even know her little dog. So could we say a little prayer for, in our thoughts for Commissioner Varga, because she lost her Yorkie.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Pets become a part of the family for many,
Yes.
many families. So absolutely. Their heartache is just as great. Thank you for doing that. We will. Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to add one name, the late Zainab Muhammad Ali Asad Baydoun. She passed away yesterday. She is the aunt of our dear friend and colleague, Commissioner Haydous. We extend our condolences to Commissioner Haydous and to the entire family.
Thank you so much. And just for those who have been around for a little bit, a former personnel director for Wayne County, Tom Bednarski, passed away. He was personnel director under the McNamara administration. He passed away this week as well. So we'll keep his family in our prayers as well. If everyone could please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right, next item, Madam Clerk.
Next item is public comments, and I do have,
You have emails? Let's see, is anyone, starting the chambers, if anyone in the chambers here would like to address the Wayne County Commission under public comments, you may do so at this time. Anyone in the chambers? Okay, is there anyone online or on the telephone? You may address the commission at this time. My computer went out, so I'm looking at Joey's. I don't see any hands or on the telephone. Okay, Makisha, you have emails, if you could read those, please.
yes, my first one is from Anthony Placia. Dear Commissioners, would it be possible to pass a resolution declaring a county memorial calling the state legislature to pass a bill requiring the electrical grid to be protected?
Yeah, the name for that one.
Yes, his name is Anthony Plessia.
Okay, thank you.
This one is from Greetings, Commissioners. My name is Mark Ashley Price, and I am a school board member of Highland Park. I was wondering why haven't the Wayne County Executive gave a state of the county address recently? I am not attacking the county executive, as I think highly of him for his years of service, but I feel giving a state of the county address is important. Also, does each meeting have to begin with a Christian prayer? I ask because I am a Wiccan, and the county might get in trouble with the U.S. Constitution about freedom of religion, and I don't want the county to get in trouble. Lastly, I am happy that the county shows some respect to Native Americans, including showing Native Americans on the county flag, as they are the foundation of America. Many blessings to everyone, and forever bless Wayne County, Michigan, and the United States of America. Good morning. This is from Darcy Reese. As a citizen who pays my taxes, it is of concern to me that the findings of the Plant Moran 2021 independent external audit of Wayne County's budget were not provided to a full commission for explanation nor the public to hear. Instead, it was glossed over today to simply receive and file based on the presentation to the audit committee. There were multiple repeated and significant error findings. One of those was a $2.5 million error due to 3 reconciliation errors. When that error is combined with the $1.7 million embezzlement investigation by 2 Wayne County employees, and that Wayne County continues to have major staffing vacancies in the Treasurer Department, why should your constituents trust that our tax dollars are being safeguarded?
Okay, thank you so much. That was the last one. And let me just note that Commissioner Irma Clark Coleman has arrived here at the meeting. Okay, next item, please.
Reconsiderations,
Okay, there are none. Next item.
remarks by members.
Any remarks by members? Commissioner Kinlock.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, yesterday I received an email along with all the other commissioners from Ms. Yolanda Shepherd, who's the president of ASME Local 1862. And in this letter, it stated 8 concerns. And at this time, Madam Chair, I would like to ask if this item can be referred to the administration for a written response as relates to how this is being handled.
It already has. I did that yesterday, and I had a conversation with Ms. Allen, and they will be addressing their issues one by one.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Madam Chair, as always.
Thank you.
And the next thing is the public comment as it relates to those issues and findings that came from the audit. My brother, Commissioner Basham, who is always zeroing in on those findings, has there been any reconciliation or any change or any type of address as it relates to those findings? I know the commission among ourselves, we've been talking about those issues, but it's always good from time to time to, just highlight, how we are addressing some of those issues.
Would you like to respond? Commissioner Basham?
Sure. And before I respond, there's a couple of guests here. I'd like to introduce Jasmine Martin from the Rockwood Housing Commission, and also Andrew Hill is actually with the Allen Park Housing Commission, are joining us here today. So I'd just like to have them throw their hand up and say hi.
Welcome.
you.
Thank you for joining us today.
And on a different note, I will refer this, and I appreciate your comments, but I don't want to get in front of this process, but we have about 8,000 people that die in Wayne County a year. And actually, the audit staff have actually gone through every one of those cases. And so I'd rather have the Auditor General make a comment about where we're at with the audit, if I may. Thank you.
Believe you're referring to the Plan Moran external audit, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We went through each of the findings extensively at the audit committee meeting, and what was proposed to justify, and many of them are dealing with the treasurer's office. A task force is going to be established with all the stakeholders in the findings with treasurer's office, management and budget, and other departments that had findings, to make sure that the findings are being addressed along the way rather than wait until the end of the year for the next fiscal audit
Yes.
and reporting back to committee.
Yes, I've read that audit, and I've also had some brief conversations because this issue was sticking out along the way. And, the reconciliation issue is something that really sticks out for me. And as I mentioned to you, and so at some point, I'm looking forward to some sort of ordinance actually being introduced to direct or give some serious guidance to all departments on how they should reconcile. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any additional remarks by members? Commissioner Haydos? Microphone, please, sir.
Well,
you.
I like to thank the Melita Jordan and her fast response to special need for senior citizen and former community activist in the city of Wayne, where she's bound to her bed, she can't move, and she needs the vaccine. And we're in the process to Melita, with the help of Melita, to send somebody to do the second vaccination for her. Thank you, Melita.
Additional remarks by members. One more remark that I have is the Wayne County Women's Commission will be meeting on next Thursday. After this had 1 year, one successful year, they did elect new officers for this upcoming year. So if you ever get an opportunity, they meet by Zoom. So please have an opportunity to maybe just Zoom in to see how your appointee, whoever that may be, is performing at the meetings and how well they're doing with the different suggestions that they've come up with. They had an awesome mental health symposium a few months back that was on Zoom, and it was fantastic. And they have a lot of other things in the works. They're a dynamic group of 19 ladies. You should be proud of your appointees. But if you ever get an opportunity, please Zoom into the meeting. They would like to have further engagement with the commission as a whole as they work through issues pertaining to women in Wayne County and giving us suggestions on how we can do some policies as it pertains to ladies and women in Wayne County. So just want to put that on your radar, and it is in our agenda packet, the time and day of their next meeting. Any additional remarks by members? Righty, hearing none, next item.
Adjournment.
All right, we'll see you July 19th, which is a Tuesday.